LootBet, online esports betting. Dota, CSGO, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and many more. Bet on tournament matches or in-game events while viewing them live. Deposit using money, bitcoins, or even skins. Join LootBet now. Use the code you see here when you deposit and grab your bonus.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We are going into map number 2 of North versus Kinguin. Kinguin already, well, with a surprising result in the first map as they absolutely dominate North, and well, now they go on to their choice of train. And it's not a particularly good map for North either, so this really could be a big problem for North. Obviously, this is elimination. If any of the teams lose to these members, they are out. And North actually one of the, well, second stage invite teams. And I sort of look at the teams and I wonder who's actually going to be the ones going through. Obviously, like, you look at the teams that are invited. It's North, Virtus Pro, Heroic, and Imperial. You got North, who've already lost the first map. Heroic, whose team seems to be tattered at the moment. VP, who you never really know what to expect. And Imperial up against Godsend, two teams with very high firepower rosters that, realistically, I could see all of them losing. So, either way, ready has been called. Now going to be going into map number 2 with Kinguin in the driver's seat after they take the first map victory. In with the chance to take this in a fashion. Now, knife round, they expect the winner to choose the CT side, although we saw yesterday in the sort of QB Fire. Actually, no, wait, that was on Mirage. Never mind. In the QB5 map on Mirage, it was very T-sided. But you definitely can see T-sided train. Normally, it comes down to sort of weaker CT sides or economy restraints. Like, I reckon both these teams at points will want to bring in a double orb setup. Pretty certain we'll see it on Kinguin at some point, but waiting to see how this knife round will go down. But it'll definitely be interesting if they can take this over the line. And I actually think could be fairly likely that we see 3 Polish teams. I think the most likely one to go the other way is probably Windigo beating Virtus Pro. I could easily see that happening. I think, especially on 9, this team really can show strong form. Pistol round. Maybe Mouse with the smoke in the kit. And other than that, every single person has bought Kevlar, so expecting a bit of a faster play out from the T side. They don't have much in terms of utility. Gonna have a hot dog, but it will be Maniz to kick things off. He's gonna hear the footsteps coming through Ivy as well, so all the information. He had a killer first map. Actually, he's going to start things off with a killer second one as well. Maniz going absolutely ham, and he has Taz, the pupper of the team, to save him as well. Kinguin with a flawless pistol round, not a single player lost. He's now just going to have to try and force into this one and do the damage in the second. We've seen North definitely do work with these pistols before, although normally it had a little bit more of a full force vibe to it. What I mean by that is they actually had quite a bit more utility. That's the biggest thing. I feel like when North get all the smokes and nades, they really can do some decent executes with these pistols, but it's so much more difficult just to take this on a 1 versus 1 basis when you're up against so many rifles. Like, the Kinguin have played this very safe indeed. Not wanting to take too many risks here. They don't want to have any possibility of throwing away this round. A 1 SMG is actually going to be close over towards this Ivy spot, and by the looks of things, this is setting up to be a split on towards the A site. Bomb slowly making its way back around. North really are taking their time. They got a couple of smokes, so maybe going to see one over on towards Ivy. Try and keep them out, but the biggest problem is Mouse. In just such an aggressive position, I really don't see how they're going to be able to actually get out. We'll actually see a rotation back, though. A slight misread here. This is where Mouse can bounce, but it's actually Kirby find the first kill. Taz maybe going down as well as the pistols just overwhelm this CT side. And what looked like a great setup over towards Ivy is actually completely dismantled by the D. Now, well, going into this retake scenario, they don't have a kit. And they're just deciding to save. So North, quick return in the second round. Not going to allow a strong start to come in for Kinguin. There is still another rifle to be picked up, I believe, dropped onto the floor. It was 4 rifles, 1 SMG. There we go. The other FAMAS is going to be retrieved, but the CT side are at least going to be saving the other one. Two, I should say. A little bit of a hunt coming in from Mertz. Doesn't actually have too much to lose here. Only a P250 and some Kevlar. Actually, no, he doesn't have Kevlar. And then, because of that, he'll die to the bomb. I'm going to see more spy back in from the CT side. Definitely a weaker buy than what's on their opponent's side. Possible that they could drag some of these rounds back. Had some important clutch rounds when it came to the previous one, kicking themselves off strong. Definitely know the power of the CZ. It quite a lot recently. Ready. Taz. To be falling. Mouse just waiting around the corner with the CZ. He'll do damage. He's got Rowland to support him as well. And already they have themselves a 2-man advantage. Mouse manages to retrieve not only an AK but also the bomb. You've got to watch out for Reets on the site. Smoke going down. Mouse, quite a risky push through, but I think he knows exactly where Kirby is. However, his teammate will fall. Maniz coming in on the backlines could be the crucial point here. Is know where he is. Yes, Kirby does. And although we saw a weak performance from a lot of the players, he was definitely the man to strut his stuff. Where Mouse is, Kirby peeks out though, and that's a good round from him. Cleaning up the remaining 2 players. The pistols are not going to play a further part. As now, well, actually they will, because that's all they have. Just going to be USPs along with a couple of P2000s. Straight up pistols. Will be a little bit of a dink coming in. Taz on the other side of the map trying to take a fight versus Valde. Knees doesn't manage to take down one, but ultimately it's going to be a nice clean set of rounds. Now we finally get to have a purchase in. No AWP. See one on the other side of things. Mertz could realistically drop the MAC-10 and just buy an AWP if he really wanted to. Actually, well, they're going to play this as more of a... Never mind, I was going to say they were going to play this as a bonus round. And actually, it somewhat is. They've still got cash to buy even into the next. MAC-10, however, will not last into this round. He's going to be going for a little bit of aggression here. Careful, is he going to go all the way through the smoke? And he will, and he's just caught out. The push not working for him whatsoever. Definitely not starting things off quite as he did in the previous map. CTs don't even have much in terms of utility. That's why the aggression came in the first place, but at the same time, it's so overzealous that now the CTs will have to fight with 4. He's very good position here. 45 seconds coming up on the clock. Not giving any opportunities for a way back into this round for the Poles. Clock starting to tick a little bit low here. Going to see the push in, and spots the man above, but can't do anything with it. Garland sprays down one, drops the bomb as well, but leaves it all onto Taz on the site. He has to go huge once again, and has to be very careful of Pyomi's position, but he finds the kill. And now, actually, it's starting to swing into the favor of the CT side. How has this happened? Such a dominant start to the round, and they're running out of time, but now it is left all onto Reitz. All he has to do is drop the bomb, or even just stay alive. If they choose the wrong position here, it may just be enough for him to win the round. Peeks out, finds the first and the second as well. Beast round from Reitz. Looking to try and save the AWP as well, which could be lying around somewhere. Can't quite spot it. Does have plenty of time to try and find it. The only problem that we really face at the moment for this CT side is the fact that only one man survives and the Ts have plenty of cash to purchase again.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
We do at least see the AWP saved in the end. Minis going to bring that into this round. Has actually going for a bit of aggression over towards Ivy. Has to be careful because it does look like the spot's being held. But look at this fast push. Much quicker play coming out from the T side. They're looking to just overwhelm their opponents. Minis will give them the man advantage for a little bit longer. Almost takes the shot there. And, well, it made no difference anyway because his teammate is taken down just a second later. But look at this from Taz. Playing this so perfectly. That is what you call patience, my friends. As Taz removes both the healthier players and leaves it onto MSL, the opposite IGL, and with a decent amount of experience himself, but much left to do. He needs to try and isolate some of these players, and he's already going to be spotted by Reitz, so now they know exactly where he is as well. And you can see that this is smart from the CT side. They're not taking an overface here, but it doesn't matter because MSL takes the fight himself. Already gets the pick and leaves it down into a 2 versus 1. Now, a bomb plant here may not seem important in the grand scale of things, but it will give them enough for a buy in the next round. So it's a pretty big deal, even that alone. The question is, can he now take the rounds? That would be bitter for the CT side. Their money already will be in trouble. May not expect him just to be standing at the back of the bomb site. Probably going to try and tap the bomb and bait him out, but they have absolutely no idea where he is. He is just going to be the spray away, but now MSL's position is given away. He finds the first, and now it's left all onto Maniz. 1 versus 1, the HP difference really isn't there. Kit going to be found, but the fact is, MSL has no idea. He's been played like a fool, and Maniz is just about going to get this defusal, but as said, again, it's going to be another, well, problematic situation for the CTs buying in, and the Ts are going to have plenty of cash. Again. Oh, the opening goes the way. Taz is down very early on in this round, and they're already struggling in terms of money. Ralin is left. Not much money in the bank. Kirby already picks off a second, and it's looking like we may be about to get that reset in. Cash now becomes a problem. It looks like the CT side are just going to gamble everything on towards this A site. No real reason not to. Try and give yourself the best chance to actually win the round, and This should just be them going for the save. No real point to try and fight this back. Not worth the risk of losing any of these weapons. It will mean into the next round, maybe they'll go for a buy alongside some pistols. Fact is, North are going to take themselves back the lead, and they are going to have to see something impressive here. And that's if they save the weapons. If they don't save the weapons, well, actually, they may force anyway. Not going to have much money at all. In a couple of 1v1 victories. He's at least. He had to take down one, but that trade is so valuable. That 1-for-1 definitely favors the T side. They'll go into the next round with a strong buy, and Kinguin will go in with barely anything. Overwhelmed, and well, this has not done well at all. A risky push, a risky force, and absolutely wrecked. This is round minis and Rallen all that remains, and neither of them with either of the rifles that they saved. Rallen has at least managed to retrieve one of them, but the fact is he's in a 1 versus 5. North, again, going to be leaving Kinguin in tatters for the next round, and the likelihood is they'll be up onto 6 rounds already on the T side. So North, although this may not be one of their stronger maps, showing that maybe it's not one of Kinguin's better ones, as they definitely look like they had that sort of strong start over on Overpass, had their stars kicking off, and so far, well, it's only really been Maniz and Taz showing up to the table. Rallen. Oh, okay. What happened there? Valdez just executed Kirby. He's like, I'm the star now. Ha 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 ha. And then just, like, ran away cackling. Obviously, it's much more likely it was a mistake, but I prefer to think it was my idea that he's actually just treacherous.
Terrorists win.
Would have been great if he then died to the bomb as well. Well, all that is this one rifle onto Rallen. And, well, he gets a kill at least. But other than that, can he do anything more? No, he can't. He's slaughtered like the rest of his team. Breets just lurking around in the back line. Hey, Sky Guy, what's up? Well, now the T side have actually built themselves quite a bank. North looking very strong over on this T side. Some closer rounds definitely made things a little bit more interesting, but the fact is North have now stabilized and their opponent's in trouble. Breets actually does manage to retrieve an AK-47. That's not bad. Faster from the Milky Way. That's quite a compliment, actually. There we go, though. CT side will now have themselves a buy. Doesn't have an AWP behind it, so still some limitations, and that's something I wanted to see. I want to see a double AWP from them, but looks like it's possible at the moment. Question is, can they actually get some rounds strung together? It was 2 okay in a row, but with only 1 player surviving, it definitely wasn't confident. Taking some early control over towards that B side of the map, and I feel like we're seeing a much more passive looking Kinguin than what we saw on Overpass. They were much more happy to sort of take these early fights. And it was when the economy game was in their control that we really saw them streak rounds together. Now, they did have a strong T side of Overpass, but the fact is, it can be quite difficult to replicate on Train. It's definitely a map where, okay, there's a lot of sort of set strategies that you can do, but it's very easy to run out of ideas. I feel like you see teams all the time just run out of ideas. You lose 5 or 6 rounds in a row on the T side, and then you hit the wall. It's one of those maps. Somewhat the same as Nuke, but not quite to the same extent. Rarland still in a dance with death as Valde looks to try and burst out onto Ivy. Now, there's only 30 seconds left on the clock, and the T's really haven't gained too much in terms of information. And they don't have much utility left. It is just going to come down to those straight-up individual fights. However, already one overwhelmed, but Atlas goes ham as he doubles down and nets a couple, and the bomb is now dropped in the open. This slower round may actually end up punishing this T side. And this is actually the second time now where they see them start to run out of time towards the end of the round. They're going to desperately need to defend this player. A bit of a misspray from Maniz, but he gets it in the end. And although MSL tries his best, they were 1 man down. But again and again, 1 player alive, 1 player alive. And guess what? 1 player alive. It is not convincing at all from Kinguin. Actually, we're going to see a pause called. He's so much money. Just check Twitter if you want to see a wonderful video of what AGO are currently doing while they're training before the match. It is quite interesting. They're doing some nice little exercises. It's not something I'm really interested in. I'm much more interested in headshots. Also, one of the exercises was bouncing a big ball. I feel like that's my sort of exercise. Here we go, though. Can the CTs finally streak around together, or is it just going to be the break back once again? Their economy in tatters. Like $900 is the most money they currently have. That is not a good sign. B side, at least early in this round, are going to be over towards that B side. Reitz is there to defend it with the support of Maniz on that AWP. We haven't seen this too much from him. This look like they're pretty dedicated. This is the switch up that we've seen coming in. Smoke going to be falling over. You expect Maniz to hit the shot, but he actually doesn't get anything done. And it's actually decked by Kirby, who finds the opener and the second and the third as well. Kirby's just gone nuclear into the site. All 4 kills. We question whether this guy would step up as a star, and that is one hell of a round from him. Ruining Kinguin. Their economy is destroyed as well. And Rollins just sat there like, guys? Guys, you died to 1 guy. What? How? 7 and 4 North, looking like their resurgence is coming in. Oh, it's going to be a 4 spy. Mouse will at least be able to find 1. Not a bad trade considering he only had a pistol. However, now Bralin isolated by the Molotov. Actually doesn't go down. Somewhat surprising. Now we're going to pick apart another. Not looking good at the moment. Or this CT side. Their money. Once again, they're going to have very, very little. Does at least manage to retrieve an AK for now. Although it looks like Valde's going to try and remove that from his hands. And actually, Taz will find that kill as well.
Bomb has been planted.
Taz just going to opt to save the weapon. Bring something into the next round at least. The fact is, North have already won the half on the T side. He will hold on to it at least. Something. But it is very, very bleak at the moment for Kinguin. Like, maybe North just took a bit of time to warm up, as now they have so much money across the board on the other side. All the CTs have is Taz with that AK. Now, he has had some big rounds across this series. We saw it over on the previous map, a triple spray down, which won them a round from a 3 versus 5, but fact is, this map has not been going as expected after such a dominant performance in the first. Thinking this would be a swift 2-0 Kinguin, but North have definitely turned up to the table as well. Ready though, MSL. Be there to find the opener. IGL just running riot, and now he gets a triple of his own. Tops the board, 10 and 7 at the moment, and it is looking like a team performance. We've seen big rounds from the majority of players. The only man left alive. Best case scenario here is that he manages to save the life. And even that won't happen. Kirby closes it. It's gonna be 9-4. Double upset. Finally, it comes in. It only took the 14th round to actually get that set up. Again, we're going to have the Lone Ranger of Reets. The support of this AWP. Now, Maniz has missed a couple of shots, or at least one crucial one. Aim to B site. Or CIS Counter-Strike. I think the CIS game will be done tomorrow, but it will not be done by me. Not be casting tomorrow or Sunday. They give me the weekend off, and I'll be back Monday to do the final. Although that will just be for seeding. That'll be the EU final. So when I get back, we'll already have either Gambit or Avangard at the LAN event, and 2 of the 8 teams be qualified. However, yeah, sure. Even who's going to be going into the semi-final here. Do at least see the opening pick going the way. Now, the time's starting to tick, and the CT side seem to be fairly aware that there's nobody over towards this A side, so they've gambled in with all of their players on B, or at least 3 of the 5. Nice shot from Maniz this time. Will get himself 1. Trades yet to come in, and they don't realize there's still 2 players on the site. Shutting things down. Kinguin, well, it's that same scenario, but this time they've kept 4 players alive, and oh, I thought we were going to see a triple op setup for a second, but not the case. 2 AWPs. It will be the final round of the half and a chance for Kinguin to at least get themselves 6. Already quick trade early on. The Ivy pushes just don't seem to be working, and Mertz shuts down the aggression of his CT side once more. One looks like it has 10-5 written all over it, but is there going to be any level of heroics here? He's desperately trying to retake Ivy control, but the fact is, it's been abandoned. Mouse will at least turn things back into a 3 versus 3 though, and retreats as well. AZ can't do anything about that. He was chasing down, and Mao's actually going to be taking the angle, but Mertz has come alive in this round. A triple for him already. It's actually 11 and 7, but currently bottom of the board for his team. It really shows how widespread it is at the moment for the T side. Everybody chiming in, everybody having impact. MSL going to try and close this, and all that remains is Maniz. Faked. He's actually almost caught switching to the pistol. Actually, Mertz takes such an aggressive fight. He gives a chance. Maniz will miss the shot, though. And MSL is there to close it out. There's a reason he's the top of the board, and North are winning 10-5. North actually just got invited to DreamHack Tours, so there you go. An important pistol round for Kinguin. If they can win the pistol, I feel like there's still hope for them to take this game. Taz leading the charge. For some reason, Autodirector switches midway through. It will be Valde just shutting things down. The CT's doing all of the work, and yeah, this is not good. Bralin, he can at least take one, but he's down to just 12 HP. Thieves are smoking a CZ, but let's be honest, this is not happening. Valde has done exactly what was needed of him. Will be Kiadi to close it. 11-5. Much better performance already. Question is, can they do the work? It's the CZ by CZ Go. Pushing onto the site. Really not looking too good for the T's. Taz left completely blind and can't find anything. Mouse will be rounding the corner. Will at least get himself one. The fact is, this is looking like it's over already. It will come in for Ralan at least, but look how low these remaining players are, and it is just going to be the sprint back towards the spawn. They don't have control of the bomb. The CTs only have to do a total of 27 damage, and 300 is needed on the other side. The Liquipedia page. Ooh. Ready to go? Yep, that's about right. It wasn't even needed as a headshot. It could have shot him in the toe and that would have been enough. Not going to have Valde. Closing things down 12-5, and Now things go from bad to worse for North. Not for North, for Kinguin. As they are now so far behind. It's looking very similar to what we saw on the previous map. Although, actually, that first half was a 9-6. It was just the second pistol that sort of put the game to bed. Well, T-side, I'm not going to be surprised if we just see them rush B. Although, actually, Maniz just dropped the bomb further down, and he's just going to get wrecked by nades already. See, this looks like these are the sort of rounds where normally you just send players running in towards the B side, but instead, they look like they're just going for disjointed pushes. I wonder if they're demoralized at this point, because the bomb was dropped, so even if they'd managed to get the kills here, which they made, yeah, they do. Taz just gets 2 kills. If he had the bomb here, that's a plant. Instead, Denise dropped it over towards A ramp, when the whole of his team are going in the other direction. Now, if he'd waited, I could understand, but the fact is, I don't know, I don't think Kirby has found it, but the fact is, like, just ran in. I'm very confused about that, but oh well, 13 and 5, couple of kills, at least doing a little bit of damage, making things possible going into the next. This is where crunch time is in. Poured out their bowl of cereal. They're taking that first bite. It's crisp. Fact is, very quickly it turned soggy. I think I went a little bit too far with that metaphor. And already MSL going a little bit too far forward. Well, I say that. He gets the first kill. Very aggressive stance from the CT side. And look at the change. The second they get that pick, it was like, bet, we don't need to be aggressive anymore, guys. Let's fall back. Ready. Taz now pushes out, like, on his own, with the bomb. I think Kinguin have completely lost the plot in the last few rounds. Not sure what the decision there was. And, yeah, just complete disjointedness. I don't even know if that's a word, but if it is, that's what this is. However, somehow they're turning this back. They've got it into a 3 versus 2. The bomb's still down. Definitely going to make things very, very difficult. And through the smoke, Ralen's taking damage. Oh, that's just mean. MSL ruining his opponent. While Reitz left into 1 versus 3. And Kirby, that's just rude. Just takes the straight up battle. 14 and 5. You have to even wonder here, do the T's just force? Hope no. Just so that they can actually have a buy into the next round, but I feel like they're past the point here. It looks like it. Taz is going to fully invest. Maniz is pretty much fully invested. Unless they're going to bomb plant, we're not going to see an AWP for him on the T side. You know what? It is hard to carry with a bald head. I suffer with that every day. Got to keep your head up. Make sure it's well suntanned. Suntanned? Sun lotioned? Wait, make sure it's protected. But here we go. Enough about my head. Or Taz's. T-side looking to just try and make what is almost a final stand here. And, well, 1 by 1 they fall. Mertz rattling off shots. And, again, there's going to be a late push in from Ralen and a late push in from Mouse as well. Mouse now into a 1 versus 4 with a CZ. It's a pretty good gun, but I'd say that this should be a bridge too far. And it's 15 and 5. There we go, though. These do at least have themselves a buy. It's AKs. They've got some head armor missing, but if it's anything like we've seen the last few rounds, we probably going to be witnessing the end of this map. Nade's going to be thrown in, and Taz actually forces the issue, gets the opening kill. However, MSL is done. He's going to go for more. Taz meets his fellow in-game leader and takes his head clean off. Going to be back into a 3 versus 3. Low player in the form of Maniz, and up above will be AZ. Knows roughly where Taz is and spots him as he goes to the peak. But actually he's going to get dual peak, but it doesn't matter. He still takes the first fight, almost gets the second, but almost doesn't win anything. It's also closes one more. It's left onto Taz. 1 versus 2. Currently top of the board for his team. Gonna find the kill on the first. Got Valde up against him. Be going for the safe bomb plant. This allows a little bit of time for Valde to clear some of the angles. Oh, he's going to spot him as well. Nade doesn't do anything because Taz already at the top of the ladder. Should know exactly where he is now. That's all the information he will need. Taz has to be up there and actually almost gets caught out on the ladder. A risky peek for Valde to take. He's going to go for the aggressive one instead and wins it as well. It is going to be 16-5, an even more dominant performance than what we saw from Kinguin on the previous map. And it does mean that both teams take their opponent's choice, and we head on to a third. If you have enjoyed, you can type !caster. It's always appreciated. And I'll be back after a short break with map number 3, which will be Mirage.